Welcome back. I am prepared to be bedazzled because today I'm going to be shedding light on why this survey results showed that over half of parents financially support their adult children. So why does this happen to be the case, you may ask? Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Lamentably, much to my dismay, much to my consternation, much to my chagrin, much to my grief, much to my agony, much to my agitation, and much to my irritation, most real private sector employee jobs based on voluntary demand are often deemed to be dead and highly contemplating, debilitating, minimum wage, dispiriting, unfulfilling, undesirable, harrowing, distressful, brutally wretched, ineffably agonizing jobs that not only dispossess an employee of almost over sacrosanct time, but that also do not furnish him with anywhere close to even 1/4 of a subsistence wage for affording housing. So this is eminently problematic in all facets. Furthermore, most real private sector employee jobs not only do not offer an iota of benefits, but do not provide any pensions to real private sector employees. So if you want to be able to pull yourself out of the muck and mire and no longer be destitute, nor indigent, nor penurious, then you should take heed of establishing and subsequently building up sizable recurring revenue streams on autopilot that are steep enough to offset your recurring expenses. You do not want your earnings potential to be tethered to your precious and valuable sacrosanct time. You want your earnings potential to be unfettered, uncapped, and limitless. Most real private sector employee jobs based on voluntary demand furnish real private sector employees with a negligible amount of purchasing power in the form of a minimum wage. If you have an infinitesimal amount of purchasing power, you will not be able to cover the cost of living. The cost of living is exorbitant. If you acquiesce to undergoing debt financing in order to procure a $40,000 house, then you may wind up expending over $1,056,000 to pay off your mortgage loan debt if you amortized the mortgage over the course of a 30-year period or 3-decade period, and the mortgage loan bared an 8% annual percentage rate. So you want to be able to augment your standard of living. You do not want your standard of living to be egregiously low. Parents are often amenable to subsidizing the expenses of their adult children so that their adult children can elevate their standard of living beyond the threshold of having an egregiously low standard of living. If you want to be able to attain a mediocre standard of living in 2024, then you will need extreme wealth to do so, since the cost of living is steep, hefty, and exorbitant. The cost of living is cost prohibitive for people to afford who are only receiving a minimum wage as their only form of income. So strive to establish and subsequently build up sizable recurring revenue streams on autopilot so that you could at least have a chance to possibly afford to attain a mediocre standard of living. Is it an onerous burden for parents to financially support their adult children in perpetuity? Who the show knows is predicated upon how much wealth your parents have. So I hope that you deem this video to be riveting, captivating, mesmerizing, enthralling, engrossing, intriguing, and insightful. I hope that you're entrenched in the unalloyed epicness. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.